What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Today, we're actually talking about some software that you can use for your marketing efforts to be able to track the value of those far beyond somebody submitting a form online or clicking on a link that you provide. It's call tracking, and it's a huge benefit for your company. You can better track your ROI by putting this in place. Very, very easy to put this into your website, as well as any other offerings that you're executing on in different marketing channels. For example, paid ads. We actually create a specific phone number that is routing to your phone number instantaneously inside of AdWords. Why do we do that? So we can actually see those clicks as opposed to anything that's dynamically generated on your website. So we have two groups of numbers tracking on a regular basis. So we can also tell you immediately how many calls you got for what you spent that month or that week, for that matter. Mm-hmm. So call tracking gives you plenty of information to help you determine what actual return on investment. And that's so many times that from the C-level standpoint, that's what you have to understand. And that's what you want regularly, is understanding the return on investment of different marketing campaigns. And it uses unique phone numbers that can be tracked to give you a better idea of the ads and what they're producing and which are producing most profit. So another key factor of that, you can determine the peak call hours. Call tracking allows you to record exactly when calls are made to your company. So it allows you to make these type of decisions on how to actually respond regarding callers, the call lengths, the number of calls that you get, and much more. It gives you data to be able to make decisions on also who's receiving those phone calls. Yep. If you have some call screeners or some individuals that really shouldn't be in that immediate line of fire from the customer service window, it gives you a insight into that. So other things, very quickly, it improves call forwarding. You can create an entire flow tracking to get to exactly who you need to. Never get them into a voicemail system if you can avoid it. If you have somebody that's monitoring calls after hours, make a real person receiving it, because everybody, even if it's after hours, wants to talk to you about that business prospect. Yeah, it helps you target your marketing better. It can also help refine your SEO and your different optimization tactics. It allows you to compare between different advertising channels. It's so much more information that you can gather just by having a tracking system. All right. So how do you know if you need a call analytics software? Well, ask yourself this question. Do we make enough revenue from inbound phone calls to justify this investment? Well, guess what? The investment is very, very light. You may be talking about maybe $50 a month, tops. Maybe under $100. Yep. You'll be able to call and track. You're still getting charged minutes through those systems, but it's very, very marginal. Another question, how well are we currently analyzing our data from phone calls? That's the biggest question right there. If you're not looking at your phone call data, if you look at your phone calls as a telephone service and that's it, right? Or how your best connectivity is going outbound, you're missing the boat. You need to see how well your system's receiving your inbound factors.
Right.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that contribution there.
You're welcome.
Another question, what type of capabilities do we need? Basic tracking or more sophisticated features like conversation analytics? Those things are available. So, we'll integrate with your existing systems. If we buy the software, how do we know it was worth it? How do you define success? All these questions you can provide to a vendor, and they'll have an answer for it. Ask this of your vendors if you're looking at a system. How do you clean your phone numbers? Very important. What is the number quarantine period you use before reusing it? I know that we were running some call analytics with RingCentral at one point in time, and we were doing some advertising for a Harley dealership, selling Harleys across the 48 states, and we kept on getting calls for people that were looking for a bus. Okay, and predominantly one set of calls were just people looking for what the bus schedule was. They had quarantined that number long enough, and it was still probably on a billboard someplace. You have to have a time period in which to not have that assigned to another business. Are all the phone numbers portable? In other words, do we own the numbers? Can we take them with us if the relationship doesn't work? Very important question. Do you offer whisper messages to announce call sources and other things? How long are call recordings available from a database bank? How long will it take us to be up and running for the system? These are good questions to ask. We're going to have all these questions and much more on edgeofthewebradio.com, so check that out. Some of the call companies quickly are CallFire, CallModo, CallRail is what we use, CallSource, Call Tracking Metrics, CallTrax, Dialogue Tech, and much, much more. So look at all this information online. It's great information. Call us if you want to find out more, and you can even test out the system and see the quality of those calls coming into SiteStrategics.com. All right, thanks for listening to Edge of the Web Radio.